Hey guys, my name is Sanjay. Welcome to the Engineer Wannabe YouTube channel. Today we're going to be reviewing a very special watch in my collection. This is the Seiko SJE093. I'm really grateful to own it, so I'm looking forward to talking to you guys about that. Before we get started, a couple of things. This video is very generously sponsored by our friends at Exter. Thank you, Exter, for sponsoring another video. I'm very grateful for you. On my wrist is Grain Seiko SBGW289, another very special watch that I'm grateful to own. So hopefully I'll be able to share a review on that in the future, coming soon. And lastly, I want to mention that you are infinitely valuable and you are precious, you are worth it, you matter. And I do hope you know that. I hope you know that a great price has been paid for you as well. Okay, so all that being said, let's go ahead and do the review. So here it is. This is the Seiko SJE093. I have it on an Artem sailcloth strap with the gray stitching. I think that complements the dial really well, and this is one of my go-to options. I did repurpose the Seiko original buckle from the OEM strap, which I have here. We'll talk about that in a little bit, but first let's get the dimensions out of the way. According to my calipers, this watch is a 37.8 millimeter diameter watch with 46.7 lug to lug. The thickness is 12.5 millimeters, and the lug width is 19 millimeters. This has a glorious double dome sapphire crystal that looks very good. The anti-reflective coating is exquisite. The bezel here is not a ceramic bezel. I believe it's some kind of ADLC coating. Take that for what it is. It is probably not going to age like an aluminum bezel insert, at least. So I'm not quite sure how this is going to look in a little while, but it does have high reflections, much like a ceramic bezel, which looks really, really good. Bezel action is par for the course when it comes to Seiko. It's pretty easy to operate and very easy to grip. It is more clicky than mushy. So backplay, not too much backplay. So the bezel does line up to my satisfaction. There might be some parallax going on the camera that's really hard to defeat. You can make it look like it doesn't line up, that's for sure. Let me see if I can do it here. Oh, look at that, it doesn't line up. Let's talk a bit about the loom. So the ISO standard added a couple of prerequisites, and Seiko wanted to get that standard, I think, to put that diver's 200 meter there at the 6 o'clock part of the dial. To preserve the look of the watch, Seiko actually added a loom pip at the 3 o'clock marker, and it's a ingenious solution to the problem. Seiko did really well there. The loom is incredible as well. Very, very impressive, lasts through the night, no problems at all. The dial here, you can see the applied indices, very nicely done, high polished, no real imperfection to speak of. The hand stack or the hand set is high polished as well, but there are some chamfers to that high polishing just to make the watch that much more legible. Of course, the loom helps as well. So moving it around so that you guys can see that there is some personality to those hands. They're not just deadpan flat hands. We haven't talked about the movement here. This is running the 6L37 movement, not to be confused with the 6R35s that a lot of Seiko divers have. The 6L is far superior. The 6L movement is far, far superior to the 6R35. Better manufacturing processes, and the 6L was originally designed way back in the day to compete with the ETA 2892, and you can tell when you wind the watch you're gonna have much nicer, smoother feedback to your fingers, and it feels very nice. The one thing though that you should note is the power reserve is around 40 to 45 hours, and it's not the 6R's 72-hour 3-day power reserve. So if that matters to you, this might be slightly inferior in terms of power reserve, but in every other way it's a superior movement. In terms of accuracy, this is running at around -2 seconds per day. When I first got it, it was running at 0, and I was really happy with it. But over time, it has settled in, I guess. to a -2, which I'm really happy with as well. So I'm not too fussed about that. Let's talk about the strap that it comes with. So this is a very nice silicone strap. Extremely comfortable, and it is a tropic style, I guess, in the top. Very comfortable strap. I really like, this is not the original buckle. The original buckle is there. I really like the buckle as well. There's no signing on the top side. The signing of the buckle is on the underside. Very interesting to the eye, visually interesting, and it works really well with the watch. The personality is there. There's a correlation here. Unlike a lot of the watches Seiko puts out, where the bracelet seems to not quite match the watch head. There's like a design disconnect. The buckle here perfectly, at least in my opinion, matches the head of the watch. There is a design congruence. So I'm really happy with that. One thing I am concerned about is screwing down. At least my model, my example, is a little bit unnerving. It seems to catch a thread every so often. And that time it didn't, it went right in, but I sometimes have to try to unscrew, rescrew, so as to not cross thread the crown, and it can be a little unnerving there. So I have considered wearing this on the OEM strap because it is so comfortable. The only issue that I run into is this tail, or this part of the strap is just so incredibly long. It sticks way up past on the other side of my wrist like this. I know Seiko is trying to kill many birds with one stone here because of all of these options. You know, you can have a small wrist to a large wrist, and the holes also act as ventilation for the wrist. But it would have been nice. It would have been nice if Seiko offered a second strap, at least a second tail portion here, which was, you know, a little bit shorter. I think Seiko could have done that, especially for the premium that they're asking on this watch. They could have offered two pieces with the watch. If Tudor can do that, Tudor here with the Pelagos 39, it comes with the bracelet, and it comes with an additional rubber strap and an additional piece. So the additional piece for the Tudor, at least, is because that would be how they attach it to a bigger wetsuit or something like that. But if Tudor can do that, you know, not worlds apart when it comes to pricing here. The Tudor, of course, is more expensive, but if Tudor can do that, I think Seiko could. And so that does come down to pricing and the value proposition that this SJE093 offers. It's not a great value play, according to many people, according to myself as well. But it's a luxury product, and the problem is, you can't quite take value into consideration. You definitely can. Let's say, pretend this was a Black Bay 58. Pricing is almost identical. The Pelagos, of course, is more. But if you're taking value into consideration, of course, 10 times out of 10, you're going to have to go with Tudor. Tudor offers the better value, but it's not this watch. It's not the Seiko 62 Mass reissue. This is different, and you've got to be the kind of person that appreciates this design choice, and maybe you're willing to spend that extra amount. So value kind of goes out the window. And if you really want this watch, you gotta go for this watch. You can't substitute it and get the same feeling. So if you're thinking value only, you're gonna end up going with the Tudor Pelagos 39, or the Tudor Black Bay 58, or the Tudor Black Bay 54. You're gonna end up going with one of those. They are competing one with another, but Seiko has a design language, and I don't think value plays a huge part. But before that, we should talk about our sponsor, Exter. Exter, of course, as you guys already know if you've been watching this channel, is a wallet manufacturer. They also manufacture, they have a duffel bag, they also have this key holder, and I daily drive extra products every single day. I don't do that because they sent this stuff to me for free. I do it because I actually love this stuff, and I use it day in, day out. My wife now uses it day in, day out. So here I'm using the Fortuna leather Parliament wallet. Very gorgeous leather. I just switched to this from the Vachetta leather Parliament wallet, which I've been using for a year. It's got the quick fanning mechanism for the cards. Your cards, you can store extra cards in here. You can store cash and even a tracking card here. They also have options for an Apple AirTag if you want to use that. They have a Black Friday slash end of year sale going on right now, and it is pretty cool, pretty impressive. So if you really find yourself wanting one of these, they with the code that they've given me, which is SJE093, you can get up to 55% off on a lot of their products. So almost everything is 55% off when you use the code SJE093. If you don't want to use that code, you can still get 50% off, but you'd be supporting this channel if you use that code, and you'd be getting that additional 5%. So extra, thank you so much for sponsoring this video. So as you can see, the side, looking at the finishing of this watch, you can see the crown, of course, is fully polished. It's got some nice knurling as well, very easy to grip, and the polishing is of exquisite quality. This has been used for 4 months, hard use. I wear it to work, and I don't work a desk job. Barely any marks on it. It is hard to keep smudge free, but very nice polishing. The top is radially brushed, and of course very nice, very clean brushing as well. As you can see there, very tight, very crisp edge, and you got a sloped edge there at the lug, drilled lug holes, convenient when you go to change a strap. So when it comes to case design, this is almost a cushion case thing going on here, because there's that bridge between the lugs. The lugs don't quite hit the case. There's a bit of a bridge. It's not quite a cushion case, of course, but you know, that's what the design makes me think of. On the back, you've got a polished case back with some etchings, so nothing very complicated. You've got the limited edition number, made in Japan, yada yada yada. You know, evocative of the original. So this is the Seiko SJE093 on my 16cm wrist. It may look a little big, but there is a bit of lens distortion going on, as I tend to make that excuse quite often. But that is also why I mentioned that, you know, a bigger wrist should be able to pull this off pretty well. So if you have 17cm, 18cm wrists, I think you should be able to really enjoy this watch, no matter the size. It is worth putting and trying it on before you purchase the watch, so I do recommend doing that. But it does wear really well on my wrist. I really enjoy it, and I think you would really enjoy it too. It would have been nice if Seiko had given a smaller wrist option or a shorter option for this silicone strap, because that would have looked really good, and it would have felt amazing. This, not to say that this doesn't feel amazing, this does feel really good as well, but this is far superior. There's no contest in terms of comfort. Alright guys, so that's it. That is my review of the SJE093. We did a short little side-by-side here with the Turtopelagos 39. I think they do complement each other really well, and I'm glad to have them both. Let me know if you guys have any thoughts or comments about this watch. I'd be happy to help you out if you're deciding on whether you should purchase one. Other than that, guys, thank you so much for spending some time with me and for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Remember, you are infinitely valuable, you're precious, and you're worth it. I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.